Greetings, my friends. I'm Gilles Mansillon. I'm here to talk about, to reveal, to explain, to share certain ideas and thoughts about the spiritual unfoldment. We're really at the end of a process. It may not be manifested that nature goes really by step, but it is the end of a process. It is the end of a cycle. There is a whole new beginning that is before us, even if it's not yet manifested. It is already happening, and so it's very soon, in the next couple of years, we're going to have this very powerful solar flash, and it's going to be the complete official capitulation of all the dark matrix and the dark controllers. The head demons have already left, and they're already gone. So it's like most of the work has been done, and we're really at the end of a cycle. I'm going to discuss some ideas that talks about cosmic reality a little bit, astrology. I don't know if some people are sensitive to that. As soon as we elevate our consciousness above the matrix of the earth, we come to realization that all those celestial beings, celestial bodies, have consciousness, and there are higher beings, gods, and so on that exist within the cosmos. They're not object of worship. We worship the prime creator, but they're all here to assist, and they're like, eventually we'll just be able to feast our consciousness on all those, in the communion and connection with all those higher beings. Right now there's the planet Venus, which is a higher older sister of the Earth, that is an ascended planet with 20 billion souls that lives on Venus inside the planet. And right now she's moving into the fiery Aries, and so that's going to activate the fire potential. We're going to have next couple of weeks until the full moon. There's a very powerful process of manifestation, and there's a powerful shift of energy. Throughout the whole night, I was like presented with things. I was trying to let it go, but I felt it was God. That's not what my soul wanted. My soul wanted me to take all those things, to accumulate all those things, to take possession of those things. So it was quite initiatic. So we have to see what our soul wants at any given moment. There is not like a single rule. And we have to follow the voice of the heart. The voice of the heart is the compass. It is the voice of God. It is the will of God. It is the intuition. It is all that we need is to follow the voice of the heart. For there is only one heart, and we all exist within the heart of God. I'm going to return to that understanding of the unity of life. But first I wanted to say that there is a major subconscious reconfiguration that is going on. The subconscious is the past. When you go into hypnosis, you know the power of the subconscious. They made some movie in Hollywood. I think one of them was called Inception. Was about the power of the subconscious. The subconscious is like doesn't know anything about the future, but it maintains habits. We do not want to be under the dominance of our subconscious. We want the ego to step aside so we can integrate the past and receive from the superconscious about the future, the soul and the spirit, so that with our consciousness, once our ego is accept to be an observer in the process, we are able to disengage all kind of subconscious processes, just as right now there is Saturn, Neptune, and Venus that are conjuncting in the sky. Saturn is really the structure of the universe, the structure of law, the structure of the function of evolution. But Neptune will assist us in removing all kinds of blockages, addiction, and limited beliefs, and Venus will temper all that, so it is integrated with ease. Everyone receive what they need to be receiving. So just do not. We have to just align with our own energy. We cannot wait for this solar flash. We have to live in the now, but to know that to still have very positive expectation about this complete change in societies that is to come. So. I thank you very much. Not to forget to subscribe. I thank you for liking, sharing, and for commenting, and for sharing, as well as for your donations. It's very kind, really assisting me. A lot of it's about to change. I'm going to have my finances for my project. A lot is about to change. In terms of astrology, Saturn is a very important planet for me specifically because it's in my personal chart. It is in conjunction with my ascendant. And there is the planet Vesta that's also there, was there at the time of my birth. Vesta is Hestia, the goddess of purity, is the integrity in relationship. So that all plays out. And Saturn is very well connected to my most important planet in my chart, which is Chiron, the planet Chiron, which was in conjunction with my sun when I was born, is where my master guide resides, is the wounded healer. So all of those are very a very powerful influence on my life. And the planets and the stars are actually higher entities that can assist us in returning all kinds of power to us. What I recommend, if you haven't done that yet, is to find a website that to print your native chart, your natal chart, with as many asteroids and planets and small planets as possible. And then you print it and you keep it, and eventually you might meet an enlightened astrologer that can interpret it for you. For I know astrology fairly well, but I'm not specialized in astrology. I don't really do interpretation of charts, but it is within your astrological chart. When we were born, we are imprinted with celestial energies, and within that there is all the filters of our perception within this incarnation. There is all the challenges that we'll have to pass during our lifetime, as well as our destiny is written within that. So it is important to learn to know yourself, know thyself, nothing more, epsilon, the oracle of Delphi. And astrology is a great map, is a great indicator. Of course, there is tropical and sidereal astrology. For me, tropical astrology is a lot more sense. It reveals the soul and the future, when sidereal astrology, for me, reveals the past. If I had to navigate a boat with that instrument, I probably would go into sidereal astrology, because that's what you see in the sky. But tropical astrology is a lot more potent in terms of revelation for me. But that's just a preference. And for right now, there is all kinds of this light that is coming in. There is all kinds of increased activities of light and visible light that comes into the planet, and so knowledge can no longer be hold back. Information throughout the internet, you can already see it, that all kinds of scientific discovery, all kinds of things are coming to the surface. A lot of things that was taken as a secret defense, and like the governments were like, or the companies would keep it in their safe, so to continue to profit from the ignorance of people, are no longer are coming to the forefront of consciousness. There is still a lot of fake news on the internet, on TV, and all that, of course, but use discernment. But right now, it's like there is a huge amount of evidence in relationship to the corruption of the system, of this whole matrix of reality, the power controllers that maintain the ignorance of humanity, and for that, it's like as the elephant in the room. Those who do not see is because they don't want to see. But when the solar flash comes, all will be clear and revealed. And those who have, it's much better to. There is this sinking boat. And then there is the rising sun. But when the solar flash will come, it will be the sun at midnight. Those who have not watched the light of the inner light grow within themselves will be blinded by this light, and they're just going to be very uncomfortable. So it's better to let go, can observe the ship that is sinking. Don't hold on to this old matrix. Let it sink. And focus on the inner light that is rising within yourself, with the goddess Aurora that's assisting this process of awakening, as well as the Archangel Michael. And all of humanity is awakening from this trance state of the dark matrix, and television is a hypnotic device to keep people. That's maybe obvious by now. So it's important to return to the stillness of unconditional acceptance and love of the Creator beyond time and space, learning to stop to put all our beliefs in physical reality, training the ego to be an observer, and we need to regain control, complete control of our mind and the choice of emotion that we produce. Sometimes we're transmuting a lot of things, so we don't really have a choice but to go through. Sometimes it's like, for we do need to address shadows, challenging energies within ourselves, but not all the time. You have to give yourself a break, but every day it's good to be able to address a weakness, to address a shadow. For me, it's like very often I don't have a choice, because it's like I'm into my joy and my ecstatic communication and communion in my connected self, and Spirit send me a really hot potato that's connected to my soul connections, and it's like, so now I'm learning to deal with it. I'm becoming more detached. I'm going to talk about detachment a little bit. The observer of the day, the card of the day, is the yin. Things will unfold and will come naturally without having to force anything. The higher wisdom is flexibility, to remain firm on your principle, but be flexible as far as everything else. What we need to understand is the treasure island, the freedom that is coming. It is amazing. There is all kinds of miracles that are coming into our life, and we'll be able to utilize this power of the One, the power of God, from our intention to create miracles within the world as well. And what we need to do is the blessing. It is the miracle. It is something that is beyond anything we could even rationalize. And the outcome is a regeneration. There is a whole cellular regeneration that is going on, and so it's going to be very powerful. But we need to continue to align with the energy of miracles and magic and blessings and this energy of the divine light and the divine love. We need to fill our consciousness with joy and positive expectations. But for that, we need no attachment. The Buddha explained that. He said life is suffering. Life is not necessarily suffering. What creates the suffering is the attachment to things, the attachment to people, the attachment to outcome, the attachment to our own personal drama. Because we all have certain drama that is going on. Life on the earth is a tragico-comic. To God, it is a story, just a story that is told as a tragico-comic within the great I am consciousness. It's like it's only a detail, but it's a very important detail, because where we are is important. It's really the quality of our life is very important. And so it's like the Buddha explained that it's like detachment, to be non-attached. Because even the people that are very balanced and always joyful will have to face personal drama when they're alone sometimes. But we are getting clear of that. The guide is our only connection to the will of God. The heart will tell us what the will of God is. So follow your heart, listen to your heart. It's the place where the love resides, and the love of God is this most powerful force in the universe, but it is a silent force, it is a quiet force, it is a gentle force. It operates without cease, but it's very patient, and there is no opposing force to this will of God in truth. And right now it is dissolving all the falsehood and the illusions of the dark matrix. And because we've been carrying those burdens of duality long enough, we can just drop them. And the invention of the two power was an invention to create, to separate us from God, to make us believe that the darkness was as powerful as the light. It is a deception. Just let it go. It is a shadow. We can just let it go. To believe in the power of the darkness is really completely insane. And for there is only the love and light of God that is true power, and the only power that ever exists and will exist. So it's just a game that was played, and with the deception of the biblical snake, those two powers were created, good and evil. The separation of light into good and evil is the evil, because otherwise they couldn't exist. But it's part of the great drama of creation, and we just do not want to associate with it anymore. We want to return our mind to the peace and unity, through the connection and our faith and our belief and our calling to our source and creator that is within and above. And so it's very important to maintain daily spiritual practice, whatever that may be, and in order to stay connected to the unity of love. It can be in the morning when you wake up, it can be at night, to surrender all of your drama to God before you go to sleep, or it could be during the day, meditation, it can be ceremonies, it can be all kinds of things. You can ask for a bubble of golden white light to surround you in the morning, or Metatronic egg, or to utilize the violet flame to transmute all those things that needs to be transmuted. Violet flame is a mix between the blue flame of power and the pink flame of love. For all the sacred fires, there are many, many, many fires. In the sixth dimension, we can see that there are flame within flame within flame. So they are higher dimension. They start initiating themselves on the upper part of the fourth dimension, and they keep rising. To find the apogee, somewhat in the sixth, seventh dimension. And so they have their active intelligence of the creator. So it's like when you utilize, you command, or you ask a sacred flame, a violet fire, for instance, to send it into a situation. The flame will do its work. There is an intelligence, active intelligence within those flames that is divine and will do the work, but it has to be commanded. So you have to ask for the angel to descend, to assist them for descending, to ask the ascended master to descend, to assist in the process, to call on the assistance of the archangels, or to welcome the galactic into this into your reality and the planet. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Also, utilize the crystals. Your crystals will be really powerful to assist in the integration of our crystalline nature. I thank you very much for your support. I'm gonna finish with this little song that went through my mind. It's a song with the band. For me, it's the most important band of the 20th century. It's like it's called the Beatles. For me, it's like the music was written 50, 60 years ago, but it still touched my heart. There's so much soul, so much spirit. It's beyond time. It's very powerful. And this song is very much about the connection of the soul. Well, our soul will always lead us back to where we need to be, which is sometimes can be very painful. And while I was writing the words of that song to sing it, I have this old soul connection that came back from 30 years ago. I have only 3 deep soul connections. One is in the past. She burned all the bridges between us, but she was coming back. So when I wrote this song, which was strange, but maybe we'll be friends one day. We'll reconnect. We'll talk again. And I have those 2 soul connections. One, this is very hard to handle right now for me, but Spirit is telling me that it keeps bringing me back to her. And then I have those others, the third soul connection that's very light and pure and beautiful. But they're all beautiful. In truth, I'm sure in the long run, I will even those who created because I met the 2 soul connections that give me trouble is during my Saturn return. When Saturn returned after 30 years into where it was when you were born, you are faced with karma. The more spiritual and sensitive you are, the more Saturn will influence, and for that they will bring someone into your life that will really become a catalyst for transmutation of all kinds of things. So I'm just sharing my own perspective and thoughts. I hope they resonate with you, can relate to it. So this song is called A Long and Winding Road. A long and winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before. It always lead me here, lead me to your door. A wild and windy night that the rain washed away has left a pool of tears, crying for the day. Why leave me standing here? Let me know the way. Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway, you'll never know how many ways I've tried, and still they lead me back to the long, winding road. You left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't leave me waiting here. Lead me to your door. But still they lead me back to the long, winding road. You left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't keep me waiting here. Lead me to your door. I haven't rehearsed it. I think I did better in my French interpretation in the French video. But it's a beautiful song for me. It's like from Paul McCartney. For me, the Beatles are very essential. It's like maybe some young generation, they've never heard of the Beatles, but maybe one day they'll discover that. I used to love the Beatles before I even learned English. I loved their music before I could understand the words. Of course, understanding the meaning behind all those songs makes it even more powerful. So the observer of the day is flexibility. We're returning to this flexibility. So it's important to be flexible, not to be intransigent. It's not my way or the highway. We have to adapt because there is so much transformation within us and within every being around us that we need to have a certain point of flexibility. The higher wisdom is security, to find your security within your connection to the source, and we need to more and more to connect to that inner source so that we can feel secure and protected within this whole process. In truth, our guides are protecting us. They have our back, so it's like it's an illusion. We suffer a lot more from our imagination than reality in truth. But we need to return our mind to the peace and the love of the unity of the One. And there we find security. For what we need to understand is diligence. So that means to be diligent and to pay attention to the details and to be methodical and to go step by step. What we need to do is fulfillment, to look for fulfillment, to understand there is a great deal of fulfillment that is coming in the miracles to come. For me, it's like my soul and my spirit keep telling me that I'm going to be very happy with what is coming. So I'm stop complaining about the fact that it hasn't come yet. So it's about fulfillment, and God is preparing us for this liberation. And so find things that make you feel fulfilled. And the outcome is a transformation, because we are really at a turning point into a new cycle, but the new cycle will bring even more transformation. So it's all about turning from a caterpillar into a butterfly, and so the butterfly will be free. Is free from the caterpillar. Only one concern is to eat, and then it gets into this cocoon, and then eventually it's got to break free. So there will be great transformations that will be coming. Just stay flexible. Stay open to love and connect to your heart. Very important to know that, to be ready for the great shift and change that is coming. I thank you very much. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.